Today I want to talk through what it looks like to run an omnichannel sequence with Smartlead and HubSpot using OutboundSync. OutboundSync is a custom integration that takes your Smartlead outbound email campaign data and pushes it into HubSpot. We have over 100 different properties that we're using in HubSpot, from timeline events to contact properties, that allow you to do a lot of different things. And in this video, I'm going to show you an example of using all of those, plus doing some enrichment with Clay to get LinkedIn and mobile phone numbers to do additional outreach outside or beyond what we're doing with email. You can see an example of a campaign that's already sent a single email, and I'm going to show you specifically how we're going to do it. We're going to trigger a workflow in HubSpot so that when a campaign is kicked off, every time an email is sent and the campaign number, the email number is 1, the campaign contains omnichannel, that's where we're going to trigger this workflow. Now, we're going to give ourselves a little bit of time in case that email ends up bouncing back. Now, this could take 24 hours up to a week potentially for emails to bounce, but most of the time it happens immediately. If it bounces, we're going to immediately add that to an unsubscribe subscription type inside of HubSpot. And then with OutboundSync, we can actually push that unsubscribe over back to Smartlead to the block list to make sure that we don't email it again to protect our email account from having too many bounces. In the next part now, we're using a HubSpot app called Hooked, but you can also, if you have Operations Hub Pro, there's a number of other ways you can do it, but we're taking a webhook payload. We're sending it from this HubSpot workflow to Clay for enrichment. And so in this case, we're paying conditionally only for specific campaigns where we want omnichannel, and only for campaigns where we have a sent email that delivers. And in this case, it's the first email. But you could do this for replies, for link clicks, for opens, for any number of other event types. We're going to kick it over to Clay for some enrichment. Now you can see that we're pushing the campaign name, campaign ID, the first and last name and email, and then we're using Clay to get a LinkedIn profile and potentially a mobile phone number. Now, in this case, there was no mobile number, but we did find LinkedIn and we were able to push that over to HubSpot. The workflow continues, and basically it branches off here. If we can find a LinkedIn account, we're going to create tasks for LinkedIn and mobile. If only LinkedIn or if only mobile, we'll create those accordingly. Now, if we can't find either, the sequence is going to continue in Smartlead, but the workflow will just end right there. Now I want to show you what this looks like in the contact record. So if I'm a sales rep, I have done and seen nothing yet. This has all happened upstream of me. And all that happened, that as far as I'm concerned, is that I got assigned a task to connect with a new prospect on LinkedIn. And if I go to my HubSpot middle panel here, this activity panel, I can see the email that was sent, and I can see the details through this timeline event of why. And depending on how you're using HubSpot, if you're using the Sales Navigator integration, obviously you can go a lot deeper here. And going back to the workflow really quick, if you have Sales Hub Enterprise, you can do automated enrollment in sequences that are omnichannel. You can also use other platforms to potentially trigger dialing tasks and LinkedIn tasks. The way that we're doing it today, it's manual. I just wanted to show you this as a proof of concept. And this is for a real live campaign that we just kicked off today. So this is real data, but this is certainly not the only way to do it. I want to show you what it looks like at the company level when you're using OutboundSync, because here what you can see is that we're not only creating companies and updating them, we're associating these contacts that we've reached out to, we're associating the task to the company level, and we're also associating the email. So if you're doing an account-based approach or you're trying to reach out to companies and you need to coordinate across different reps on the team, and you just want to make sure that people have visibility, I just wanted to emphasize how well and how deeply we're supporting that workflow inside of HubSpot right now. In general, what you saw here is a workflow that went all the way from an outbound campaign to sales rep activities in HubSpot. In Smartlead, we're allowed to do multi-domain, multi-account outreach. We're able to get all of those things pushed into HubSpot as close to natively as possible. I mean, we're taking advantage of as many properties as we can. And once you have that, you can take advantage of the full power of HubSpot, especially on automation, workflows, and things like that. We've got customers that have been doing things very similar to this for quite a bit, but I actually haven't just taken the time to record a walkthrough myself. Let me know what you would do differently, how you would change it, how you would introduce more automation, and what you would add potentially to the app to make this even easier for your sales reps to try to get in touch with folks. So we want to make email at scale as effective in HubSpot as possible, but we also want to support other channels because the goal is to try to get new meetings. If email is the only way to do it, or if email works on its own, great. A lot of times though, we're seeing that people are finding success using and including other channels. And that's what I want to focus on as well. Thanks.